Part 1. Part 1. What is Martian Successor Nadesico? Martian Successor Nadesico is a 1996 comedy mecha anime from the studio Zebek, directed by Tetsuya Soto, both known for working on a bunch of stuff. The franchise consists of a 26-episode anime, a manga adaptation of the anime, 1998 feature film sequel, Martian Successor Nadesico: The Prince of Darkness, 1998 Sega Saturn visual novel, The Blank of 3 Years, that people over-exaggerate the importance of, and 1999 Dreamcast game, Nadesico: The Mission, which follows up on the plot of the movie. It also has many appearances in crossover games like Super Robot Wars and Another Century's Episode. Known for its meta commentary on itself and its genre, its mecha designs by Mika Akitaka, who is known for a lot of stuff, including creating the Galaxy Fraulein Yuna franchise, illustrating a line of MS Gal artwork, some mechanical design work on Universal Century Gundam shows and parts of the Sakura Wars franchise, and its overly energetic comedy stylings. For more intense Western mecha fans, it's probably more so known as that one show that is used in Super Robot Wars too much, and has a movie that is really bad. But this video isn't a work of Prince of Darkness apologia, that's for a later video. That was epic video. Epic. Awesome. This joke is needed for the video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Epic. Epic. Yeah. I agree. Get back video now. I forgot to mention one part of the franchise in that list. That part is Gekiganger 3, which is a parody of 70s Super Robot anime, mainly the 1974 Ghetto Robo anime, used as an important recurring plot element in the original Martian Successor Nadesico anime. First as an explanation for the eccentric nature of Gai Daigoji, then as a way for him and Akito to bond, then it becomes the basis for the Jovians' entire civilization, which leads to it being a highly important part of any encounter with them, and the attempted peace talks with them by the crew of the Nadesico. The show itself, instead of its impact on the characters, is also used as a form of foreshadowing throughout the series, as well as paralleling the plot of the show. Joe's death foreshadows Guy's, all the episodes shown focusing on the idea of the Koak Empire basically just being people. The Aquamarine episode, the one where they kill that girl's brother, one where their identities are figured out by someone sneaking into their school as a new student, paralleling how the Jovians are just humans who are forced to flee to Jupiter, the backstory of Gekiganger itself being an ancient alien artifact that was just bound, paralleling how Boson jump technology was based on ancient Martian technology. This in-universe show is mainly shown in small clips throughout the plot whenever it fits the episode's plot. But in the lead up to the release of Prince of Darkness, an OVA titled Gekiganger 3, Hot-Blooded Great Battle, which includes both a showcase of every scene of Gekiganger from the anime and a new movie with an original plot. Part 2, the part of the video where I just recap the movie for you. The original plot of the Gekiganger movie tells us a story expanding on the history of the race that originally made the Gekiganger itself. The self-titled gods known simply as the Super Ancient Civilization. At some point before Joe and Prince Akala's deaths, during a fight between Akala and Gekiganger, the Super Ancient Civilization returns and attacks both of them. They fight against them, Ken gets injured, all figures retreat, the remaining two Gekiganger pilots decide to go out and fight with the third machine on autopilot, call it the same, fight the Super Ancient Gates for the soldier hitting all hope is lost moment. Bada bing! Ken is back in nonsensical in canon Gekiganger V. They beat up the Super Ancient Civilization real good. Everyone leaves with some dialogue implying this takes place basically right before Akala's final battle. Movie end. I've never watched any of the Mazinger Getter movies, but this sounds a lot like how I imagine them, untethered from canon, some really interesting ideas, obvious plot parallels to parts of the show, with the movie basically being an alternate version of the ending, with one seemingly out for the count Gekiganger pilot coming back shockingly, both Gekiganger and B combining their powers to finish the fight. If you also don't know about the Mazinger Getter movies, but know of like the Dragon Ball movies, think of that kind of half-canon, half-remake plots. Place the male-on-male homoerotic tension with woman-on-woman, and it's basically just Devilman versus Getter Yobo. But they don't fuse into a thing people are hype. Part 2, Epilogue. Explaining the small bit of Nadesico plot, just in case it helps with context later. The original Nadesico plot in the movie is literally just Akito, Yarika, Yai, and Minato going to the movie. Akito saying he's never been to the movies before, like the fucking freak he is. And then at the end announcing that he and Yarika are getting married. This is all made either very funny or very sad. Once you remember, this is most definitely made as a build-up to Prince of Darkness, where you know what happens in Prince of Darkness. Part 3. Nadesico accidentally predicts Getter Arc and Getter Arc fans. This is very much connected from the point of the video. Like, you guys see it too, yeah? The Gekiganger movie is just the plot implied by the ending of the Getter Arc anime. Couple of dudes fight, their destined rival, the ancient race or whatever that made the robot the couple of dudes use, show up in the middle of the fight. Everyone has to retreat due to major damages. The couple of dudes team up with their destined rival to fight the obviously evil ancient race. This movie is just Getter Arc 2. 3 years before Getter Arc 1 came out, and like 23 years before Getter Arc with more of an ending came out. Like, when Super Robot Wars has arc in 5 years, I wouldn't be shocked if the ending they shove in, because it's a crossover video game that needs an ending, is basically just this movie. Lack of any real themes other than robots are cool, racism is bad included. It is, of course, isn't they wouldn't just like butcher the plot, which you know has happened before. It's also really funny that the Jovians in Nadesico misunderstand Gekiganger in the same exact way a lot of Getter fans misunderstand the manga. Like, back when the arc anime was really a thing, I was on the front lines of the weird, like, interpretation war that was happening, mainly focused on people either thinking that the Getter is the cosmic gears that have caused every single villain in the manga to attack, drives people insane, makes a clone of one of the main characters and is obsessed with planetary genocide, and eventually irradiates the Earth to the point of turning it into a battle royale between machine-human hybrids salvaging parts from their kills, was awesome and based. And people who rightfully saw all of that and went, this thing is bad, actually. Especially considering that ending of the anime seems to be the interpretation that at least the creators of the anime agree with, seeing as the anime ends with the Getter team teaming up with Kamui after he tries and fails to kill all of humanity to stop the Getter guys, to fight Getter after it irradiates the Earth. Now, compare this real-life fan disagreement to the two contrasting interpretations of Gekiganger we see in Nadesico. The crew of the Nadesico hoping to use their shared enjoyment of the series with the Jovians as an olive branch. This is paralleled with how in Gekiganger, especially the movie, the Koyakan humans are basically the same, while the Jovians interpret the show as being a much more simplistic good versus evil story where the humans are just and the Koyak purely evil. which is kind of comically similar to how Getter fans interpreted Arc as just being the dinosaurs are evil and humans are epic and should conquer the universe by force, by treating the human and Getter created forever war against the entire universe as a reason they can never de-escalate the conflict by just stopping their Getter production, instead of as the obvious end result of them continuing to build stronger and stronger weapons. Something. I wonder if this could be an allegory for the perpetual war happening during the creation of the first manga, and then later one that started due to a large world event that happened the same year as the start of the final manga. Something. Yeah, this entire section was barely about Nadesico, and was definitely just me talking about Getter Arc, but who cares? You probably didn't even watch this far. Part 4, me basically speculating on Nadesico Prince of Darkness 2 based on overthinking the parallels between the plot of Gekiganger and Nadesico. The final part of this video will be me overanalyzing the Gekiganger movie and its possible parallels to a possibly planned sequel to Prince of Darkness that we know at least existed at some point in some stage of production. So no, this isn't me reaching at all. This is analysis of a work of art. Some of you may have already thought through the possible analogy of the plot of the movie and the setting of Nadesico. Super ancient race coming back could imply that the ancient Martians that developed boson technology could come back and be the villain faction, as a plot idea possibly building on the ending of Nadesico and its focus on Inez's time travel back to when they were alive, also bringing up that weird slab of Martian metal I left. I honestly don't know if this stuff was touched on in Blank of the Years or The Mission, but I've never seen anyone mention it, so I assume not. But also, no one mentions a lot of stuff from those games, so maybe people just don't care about Nadesico as much as me. Using the parallels already established by the show, if we assume Hot-Blooded Gate Battle to be an analog to any plot ideas, the plot would seem to be that another battle between humanity and some Jovian faction gets interrupted by the reappearance of the ancient Martians, probably through time travel or something. Or, if you want to be really insane and meta with it, you could argue that the weird, like, half-canon, half-remake, nonsensical plot of the movie could imply that the plot of a work paralleling this could touch on the idea that is brought up in the ending of Nadesico of them reversing every boson jump ever by blowing up the ancient Martian ruins, therefore giving us a plot that is based on the original plot of Nadesico by reversing all boson jumps, while also incompatible with it. Which is kinda like how the Gekiganger movie is for the show. That's very much me overthinking everything, because I like overthinking things. It's goofy, and that idea is goofy and fun, and I like it. Much less insane way you could interpret it is just that the ancient Martians show up either by having been alive the whole time and hiding, or time travel, which is, it's known they can do that. And they decide to tussle for some probably comedic reason, or an actual thematic one that, like, works well. I think the idea of resetting all the boson jumps and giving us a plot that is both a recap, remake, and sequel is cooler. But I don't know, I like the Ika 7 sequels, and that probably says everything you need to know about my opinions on overly high concept sequels to pretty simplistic series that people really don't like. Yeah, that's the very bad ending to the video. like and subscribe and share the video and all that.